So, Steve, how's this going to work? Where's that comet going to be?
All right. Well, directly that way. The sun is setting. That's where I'm squinting a whole lot.
Well, hello. I'm on my way to go get Mr. Steve Ward. He's got a photography idea for tonight. And I'm going to have to ask him, but there's some kind of comet. And he got a great photo. He's going to send me one. I'll put it on this video. But Steve just lives down the hill from me. And he's got a spot in mind. So I'm going to go pick him up. Well, there he is, the legend, the man, Mr. Steve Ward.
You watch me struggle to get into the truck.
So what are we shooting tonight? I forgot the name of it.
It is a long name. It's probably got 12 letters in it. I think it starts with a T, but the last part says Atlas. So
Atlas Comet, that's what we'll call it.
That's what I'm calling it. It's got a number in there somewhere.
And how many years till it comes back?
Oh
like
my gosh. 80,000 or something like
yeah.
that. So
Steve, I told you earlier, Steve got a good photo. We're going to put it on the video. Fantastic photo of the comet. Best one I've seen on social media. His head's going to get real big, but it was fantastic. He got it at sunset, and we're going back to the same spot, aren't we?
If you wish to go back to the same spot, definitely. So,
as usual, Steve, what's your preconceived idea tonight? It never works, but...
No. I'm not sure. I would like to have foreground in the photo. And part of that foreground, we're going to a high hill next to Highway 44. And it lights from cars and tractor trailers burning little trails down at the bottom. And then comet up toward the top. So that's kind of the preconceived idea. Or at least I took photo pills and tried to find a spot where all those things could happen, and none of them were great. So we're going to where I was the other night. How about you? What's your preconceived ideas?
I was just going to say the idea of the car streaks, and maybe you had nice cedar trees, kind of framing the composition. It screams vertical, right?
Yes.
And you shot pretty wide angle.
55 millimeter. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's almost normal perspective then.
The comet should be like in the 11 o'clock position above the setting sun.
Okay.
And what I was surprised about last time is that it was significantly higher than my app on my phone. Not photo pills, it was something else. I had a stargazing app, and it made it seem like it was going to be right on the horizon. And I was all upset because clouds were rolling in. But it was way higher than that.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's going to keep tracking up and to the left. Mercury, I think it's Mercury, will show up, be the brightest star out there, or planet actually. And so between the sun and Mercury, around 11 o'clock position, is where it should show up. Faint at first, burn it in with 15 seconds or so on your camera. Your camera's going to be great.
Is that how long your exposure was the other night?
Because I had found the comet, I was able to play with all sorts of exposures.
So
I started moving the ISO down. I thought it'd be like a Milky Way shot where I'd have to do, 2200 ISO. I was below 1000.
Wow. Well, the sun was still it was set, but it was still bright over in the west.
Oh, yeah. So I moved it down to maybe 600 or something like that. Then I was able to start closing my aperture to control the light even more.
So you did a lot of bracketing. Basically, you just moved your exposure.
Yeah, I just kept fiddling with things until I got something I like. And it turns out it was something that was early in the shoot that I liked.
Okay, we're going to set up. We got, I'd say, probably 40 minutes before that sun sets at least. So Steve's over here getting set up. Oh, I forgot. We should probably shoot this in a vertical composition. I seen him change his tripod, and I forgot about that, so I'm going to change mine to a vertical. Got my camera set up right here. Steve's over there. And I've got a time-lapse camera set up right here. So I'm going to change my camera angle. Go to a vertical. Any other advice you can give us, Steve?
Yeah, tiny bit. We got some grass, ragweed probably, growing up in front of us. And I do remember last time when I was setting up my shot, they're hard to see because it's out of focus, but there was some weed right in front of my lens, and so I'd have to reposition. So you got to be ready for that, or go out there and tromp it down, sort of thing. But yeah, a little bit later on, there'll be some radio towers way on the horizon. They'll be blinking, and that's what I focused on last time, because I am still not as good as you at focusing on stars and whatnot. But I can find a radio tower with a red light on top of it. No problem.
He says that.
It's true.
I'm not better at focusing. It's just that I can zoom in on my live view and get a pinpoint star. But we may not have that option tonight, so I may be using the same technique. It's supposed to be a full moon, almost full moon behind us sometime this evening. So this is what photographers do. They get all their gear out, they set it up, and they hope for the best. The sun's setting. It's going down faster than I anticipated, Steve. I said 40 minutes.
Yeah, it might be 40 minutes until the comet shows up, because we get to experience the blue hour, right?
Uh-huh.
You can teach me about it. Yeah, it's like a band of pinks and blues and purples and whatever. Anyway, we got to wait for a while for the sky to get dark enough for it to show up.
So Steve's teaching me tonight. I've never shot a comet. I see that's not it on the horizon way up there.
Nope.
That's an airplane.
Yeah, its tail will be pointing upward. But here's a fun fact. You probably know this. Just because the tail's pointing upward doesn't mean the comet's traveling downward. The energy from the sun, no matter which way the comet is going, pushes the tail away from it. So it's possible for the comet to be traveling this way and the tail to still be going, it's going the other way.
On his social media post of his picture, somebody said that the tail is 18 million miles long.
Yeah, so I can't, yeah.
18 million miles long. So Steve and I was sitting there, as usual, looking the wrong way. I don't know if you can see it in this camera, but the full moon right back there. Steve's working frantically trying to get a picture.
Yeah, I'm not very good at this moon.
we haven't got a good moon picture this year.
I can get a good exposure of the moon, or I can get a good exposure of the foreground.
I bracketed
both. Yeah, let's do that.
I did auto bracketing. But the only problem with that, Steve, is that the
moon moves.
Moon moves, so you probably have to use one exposure, your dark exposure, just for the moon itself. We got some nice color though on those trees.
Yeah, got some grass in the front. That's a cedar tree that's kind of way off, and then hopefully the comet is up over in here. Last time I had to go as wide as I possibly could, and if the comet is higher in the sky tonight than it was the other night, I might have to run across the run to the next county.
Is that your? No, that's not your wide angle though.
No, it's in the truck, so I can get that out.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go with my art appreciation knowledge. There's this painting. I think Bruegel was his name. The Fall of Icarus. And it looks like a nice pastoral scene with cows and people farming. And in the middle of the ocean are two little legs sticking up, wiggling, because that's Icarus, who flew too close to the sun. His wings melted and he fell in. So if you weren't looking close, you wouldn't. So maybe the comet will be that kind of composition. Where
Steve was out here the other night, and like I said, he got a fantastic picture. We can see Mercury. and we got beautiful, let me turn you around here, a beautiful yellow glow in the sky right now. But he said it was 7:15. He was about to pack it up.
Yeah, I was about ready to give up. My app said that it would be way down on the horizon, and it was not. It was way up. But I thought, I've missed it. It's done and over. The clouds are covering it. I'm shut out. But turns out it wasn't.
Luckily, he was patient enough. He waited long enough. It appeared.
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, when it first appears, you'll think your eyes are playing tricks on you. He's like, am I really seeing that? And you'll blink a lot. And I think I even had binoculars that night, so I put binoculars on it. And I was like, yeah, got it.
Cool.
So that's it. So.
Okay, Steve's got me on another goose chase here. He
No,
keeps promising.
I'm seeing it now.
Oh, he says he sees it.
I'm seeing it
I just
now.
blinded myself with this light, so it'll probably be an hour before I see.
Yep. It's very, very faint. We'll have to wait a little bit, 10 more minutes or so.
Famous last words.
Yep. Of course, now that I've looked into the light, I can't see anything at all.
So Steve's back there putting his gear away. I think we might have got something good. The full moon, we both think the full moon was probably fading the light out. Steve thought it was a little brighter the other night, didn't you, Steve?
Oh, I'm way back here. I think you said the moon's affecting the comet.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the answer is yes. I think it is.
Yeah, he thought
it's
so.
barely visible.
So do you think you got anything?
I have lots of frames of something. Don't know if any of them are great or anything like that. The ones I'm most excited about looking at are actually the moonshots, because I was such a failure last time at it. So I'm hoping this time maybe got figured out. And then the self-portrait. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I want to see that too. That was a good idea.
Yeah, and then I did that thing that I was talking about where I just put the comet way off to the side and photographed the light trails on the highway.
I did the light trails. I did a horizontal. I added the trees. We don't know what we got, but we'll see it later. If we got good or bad, you'll see it on the video.
That is correct.
Okay, we'll see ya. Bye.